Hello you guys, She Loves God here. This video is about the topic of what is your golden calf? And this is based on Exodus 32, specifically verses 1 through 4. And this is during a time when Moses was on the mountain talking to God about the next move that he wanted them to make. You know, they were leaving Egypt, going through the wilderness, going to the promised land, Canaan. And so the people were very impatient, and they were like, Aaron, we're not going to wait on this man no more. Make us a God we can see, that we can feel, that we can mold and fashion after what we want him to look like. So I read these 4 verses. Exodus 32, 1 through 4. When the people saw that Moses delayed to come down from the mountain, the people gathered themselves together to Aaron and said to him, Up, make us gods who shall go before us. As for this Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we do not know what has become of him. So Aaron said to them, Take off the rings of gold that are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me. So all the people took off the rings of gold that were in their ears and brought them to Aaron. And he received the gold from their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool and made a golden calf. And they said, These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. That's Exodus 32, 1 through 4. And what just really got me upset about this passage was that the man of God, Aaron was a Levite. From Aaron, all the Levitical priests came from him. If you don't understand, look it up. Aaron was the great-great-great-great-grandfather of every Levitical priest in the Old Testament. And this is the man, Moses' own brother. While your brother's away working, doing ministry, you're over here telling the people to make an idol? Does that not happen today? If you watch televangelism or televangelists on TV, teleministries, they will often be heard telling people, you want a God that does what you want them to do? You want to fashion your own God who gives you what you want, the money you want, the house you want, the car you want, the man you want, the woman you want? I can do that for you. I can fashion you your own God. Just send in your money. Send in your gold. Nowadays we don't use gold. We use money. We use cash money, currency. Send in your cash. Send me your cash, and I will fashion you and shape for you a type of God you want. We do this very thing today. Is it not crazy? We too make idols. We don't, use gold and make golden calves, and we don't make representatives of animals. We don't have like a golden, calf or a Buddha statue or whatever type of God statue. We don't do statues. We don't do stuff like that. But American Christians, it seems, especially those who are of the word of faith persuasion, they will send in their cash to this televangelist, and instead of him saying, you guys, this is wrong, listen to the true man of God who may be down the street from you, or the real man of God, they will tell you, no, just send me your money and I'll fashion a God for you. The crazy part is that Aaron is the one who suggested what kind of God to make. Okay, give me all your gold and I'll make you something. Here is your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. This man just straight out lied to these people. He knew the real God is over there talking with Moses about the next plan, the next move of God for you all's lives. But because he was so controlled by the people, he let them kind of persuade him to go astray. And the leader should be the leader of the people. You cannot be a leader who's scared of your members. You cannot be a leader who's scared of your following. You have to let them know, I know you all are impatient. I know you're tired of waiting on Moses. I don't know where he's at. I don't know what he's doing either. But we're going to wait on the Lord. Wait, I say, on the Lord. And so it's scary when there are leaders out there, even today, who instead of telling you, wait on God, wait on God's instructions, they will just make up something. I used to fall prey to those televangelists or those false prophets who would you would send them some money or give them a phone call. They would send you a sheet of paper and they would say, woman of God, God has a special prayer request, a special prophecy just for you. And they will say, we'll give you a little bit here, but send in some cash money and we'll tell you some more. And in a sense, that was like, give us your gold, Missy, give us your cash. And we will fashion for you the kind of God you want. He'll tell you everything you want to hear. Now, see, the thing to keep in mind is that there's 2 different gods. There's a real true God they can't see who's talking to Moses on the mountain. And then there's a fake God they just made. And that's how we do today. We want this God, the fake God, to do whatever we want him to do when we find out that the other guy on the mountain won't do it. But we cannot be those kind of Christians who do that to God. You know, this God delivered you out of bondage, out of slavery, out of sin, out of shame, out of death, out of the hands of Satan. And you go to some fake God just because you got out of Egypt, you want to go worship some fake God. And some examples on how we do this and why we do this. Let's say, for example, that you found out that you are barren and you cannot have children. And the God of Israel, the true Jehovah, the God of the Bible, the Judeo-Christian God says, you're going to just never have children. That's just your lot in life. You're not going to have children. What some of us will do is we'll send in cash money to the false prophet, to the televangelist, and he'll tell us, oh yeah, give me some money, and I'll tell you, the God I have over here, the golden calf, he'll give you children. Some of us are single. Now let's say God says, you're going to die single. You're never going to be married. You're going to be a missionary in Africa, for example. You say, I don't like that God. Hey, can you make me another God? Oh, yeah, send me some money and I'll make you a God. I'll make them. This God will say you will be married in 3 years. You just send in more gold. Another type of God. Let's say you're going to just live, you're going to have a very, maybe lower middle class, upper lower class life. I don't like that kind of God. I want a God who makes me a millionaire. All right, I can do it for you. Just send in your gold, send in your cash, and I will fabricate a God. Now, I like how the word they use, the verb they used in verse 4 was, and he received the gold from their hand, took the money from them, the gold, and fashioned it. He fashioned it. He will take your money, the false prophet he will take your money and he will fashion for you. Fashion, it means he's actually molding and sculpting, he's sculpting something just for you. Now, what sense does it make that the creation is making the creator? Does that make sense? That the creature makes the creator. If you can make your own God, then it makes you God and makes him the creature. And the creature can't do nothing for you because he's created. So you shouldn't even want a God that you can boss around. I like a quote I heard that said, if God were to answer all of our prayers, it would make us sovereign. Why would creatures be sovereign? Why would we need to be sovereign? We have a sovereign God. You have to know your place. If God says, no children, no husband, no riches, you got to take him as he is. You can't say, well, I'm going to tell him over here to make me a God. No, God says for you, you're not going to be healed from this disease. You're going to stay paralyzed the rest of your life. You're going to die young. Of course, pray to the real God that he would change your circumstances. But if the real God says, no, don't go to try to make some fake God. Because let me tell you this, the fake God ain't going to do it either. If the real God won't do it, the fake God ain't going to do it. The fake God can't do nothing anyway. So just accept the will of the Lord. I know it's scary. I know it's, scary. People like me who are control freaks, we like to control everything. So it would scare me if I knew, it scares me to know that I have a God that I can't control. I like to control my classroom, my students. I like to control my room, my home, my finances. But it's scary. It's scary to know that you have a God you cannot control. You have a God that does what he wants to do. That's scary. But we have to accept that. He's God. We're not. If we can make him do whatever we want him to do, they'll make us sovereign. So just think about that. What kind of golden calves have you created in your life? And if you made them, you need to tear them down. You need to burn them up. You keep reading, you'll see what they did to the golden calf. You need to repent and say, God of heaven, the Judeo-Christian God of the Bible, I'm sorry, I repent. I want your will done in my life. I don't want to make you do my will because you're God and I'm not. So I should be doing your will. So pray for that. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave comments. Bye-bye.